All right, everybody. Glad to see everybody out here this weekend, joining us for the Feed the Kids Marathon. Quick shout out to Double Chan for donating $25 and Anonymous for dropping $50. Thank you both very much for your kind donations to the charity. Again, we're here today to this weekend to raise some money for the Random Acts charity. Please type that ! donate in chat if you want to go ahead and donate some coins to the charity. It would be very much appreciated. If you don't have money for it, don't worry about it. We appreciate you being here. So I'm going to kick it off here, the puzzle block with Kickle Cubicle. Some of you have seen me play this before. As a matter of fact, I just played it last weekend, but that's okay. But being a food-themed marathon, we got some food in this game. And we're going to go ahead and show off a little bit of that Kickle action. One of these days I might consider doing an all popsicles run or something like that, but it's rough. But all right, either way, let's get going here. And 3, 2, 1, let's go Kickle. So we're gonna start off in the magical land of Garden Land, which is shaped like a gigantic turnip. And this is Kickle Cubicle. So those who have never seen this before, this is a puzzle game. It is a pretty straightforward puzzle game. You've got this little snowman character, and your goal is to collect the 3 magic bags at every stage. The general story is the great evil wizard has cursed the lands and sealed it all away under the ocean of ice. And we don't like that, so Kickle's going to go around kicking these little slime guys, freezing them and kicking them, hence Kickle Cubicle, and using them to make land bridges to collect the magic bags, one area at a time. So there are 4 worlds, roughly about 60 puzzles or so, give or take. There's also a special world. Oh, by the way, the vegetables and fruits and everything, they talk. Because these are living creatures. We just talked to Sir Corn. Actually, it's whatever his name is, doesn't really matter. It's the Corn guy. Tells us the world's been frozen. Gives us that story pretty much in a nutshell. So here we see our first power-up, which is the P block, which allows us to freeze everything around us, which is nice. All the enemies on the screen. It's very useful. We don't really use it every single time it pops up, but it is terribly useful. So the main items in the game that you can pick up are the magic bags, of course. You can also pick up 1-ups occasionally, and the popsicles. Popsicles are pretty much just points, so they're not really important, but if you want to get that high score, gotta get that high score, grab you some popsicles and have at. We're going to go ahead and toss him there. Whoops, I didn't slide that there immediately. That's okay. There are ways to make this significantly faster, but I'm going to be kind of safe here going through because I want to finish it with as few deaths as possible. By the way, if you shove these little frozen guys off the edge, it makes a land bridge. If you shove them into a wall, they break and kills them, and they respawn in these little clamshell things. And there we go. Another stage down. We've released the eggplants. If corn could talk, would we be so cavalier about harvesting it? We might, if it talked about CrossFit all the time. Well, something like that. Something like that. Any dang way. Here we're introduced to a mechanic, the springs, which do exactly what you think they do. If you hit an ice block into the spring, it bounces it back. And in quite a few stages, you have them set up like this where they'll bounce back and forth repeatedly. There is another mechanic that's introduced later on where you can actually push the blocks right as soon as it hits the spring. You have a brief moment to do that, and you'll see that in a few stages coming up. So here we're introduced to our second enemy. We have the chickens. They're the kicking chickens. And the kicking chickens, which, again, I'm not going to give you their real names because, heck, if I could remember them. But the kicking chickens do exactly what it sounds like. They'll kick the ice blocks if they get in the way, which is a mechanic that we will run into later. We also have those little ice ponds there that are the open ice blocks. You cannot fill those with the ice blocks, but you can slide the frozen creatures across them. Again, as you saw, is a mechanic we use there to build that bridge. Alright, so I'm going to try to quickly do this. So that's going to give us 2 items. We're going to do... Whoops. Well, that's not quite what I meant to do. That's fine. Let's go here. Nope. So here we have the next enemy, which is the Tanukis. I always call them owls because they look very owlish. But those are the Tanukis. And like a good Tanuki, State Farm is there. No, like a good Tanuki, if you freeze them and you try to push them, they will unfreeze themselves and kill you. So it's convenient that you can freeze them and stop them, but if you're cavalier about it, you're going to end up getting yourself killed because, you know, pushing them is not a good thing. Alright, so we got more land ice puzzles here. Let's go ahead and push you over there. Go down one there. Thank you. We don't really need that there. We don't really need that there either, but we want to go ahead and build these bridges as quickly as we can. Okay. So, the main point of the game, of course, is to unfreeze the lands, which is ironic because you're freezing creatures to unfreeze the lands. But that being said, you're gathering all the magic bags, you're unleashing all the creatures from their frozen habitats into life. Okay, so here's the zucchini. So we want to make sure, obviously for time's sake, we don't want to die. Obviously, that's just a loss of time. We don't want to lose any time. Death is not really a really huge penalty. The only thing that happens with death, other than losing time, is yeah, you just lose time. There's not really any major penalty. There's infinite continues, so you're not really out anything. So even if you take it casually, the game's pretty easy. The bosses can get kind of crazy, but the general stages are pretty easy. They're just fun little puzzles. I did say there are 4 worlds, so we have to go through all 4 worlds to release all of the royalty that exists in each of the worlds. And after having done so, you beat the game, fight the bosses, beat the game. And there are special levels. There's like 15 or 20 special levels. They're terrible. They're very, very difficult. We're not going to be doing those today. One of these days I might add that into the full run. But those special levels are just 100% troll. The main levels are pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So I hope you enjoy yourselves as we go through the Frosty Lands. Here, unleashing all of our frosty breath. Unlocking one creature at a time, one world at a time. Try not to get hit. So there is one other power-up that I haven't mentioned yet. We may see it if I don't lose too many lives. But there is a power-up that is the ring. And what it does is if you manage to collect it, it turns every tile into a collectible, a points collectible. Boom! Thanks for that there, that lovely gifted sub. Appreciate that very much. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Man, Anonymous is a wonderful person. Let's give a shout out to Anonymous. By the way, congrats, and that went to Dumple-chan, so congrats, Dumple-chan. So as you go along, you're introduced into new mechanics, new monsters. We have 3 monsters we've seen so far. No, excuse me, 4 monsters. We've seen the little slime blobbles here. Blobbles, technical term. We've seen kickin' chickens. We've seen tanukis. Actually, 5. We've also seen spinies, and we've seen another creature that just wanders around. You can freeze him. He's just kind of annoying. He doesn't really do anything. You'll see him again before too long. So let's say hi to the kickin' chicken and grab some potatoes. Or yams, I guess. Those are kind of more sweet potato-ish there. Yeah, buddy. 4 more levels in the Garden Land. We'll move on. So here we're introduced to another new character, and this one is the Bomb-Omb, basically. That's what it is. Don't judge me. So the Bomb-Omb's job is exactly what it sounds like. He runs around and explodes. Breaking tiles and your little walls. But he's pretty easy to dodge. Just put some things down and move along. So your main 2 abilities is the Frost Breath, which turns most creatures frozen, and the Ice Blocks, the Ice Blockers, The ice blockers are useful for doing exactly what it sounds like. It blocks the enemies from moving past a certain point, and that blocks everything with the exception of one thing. Let me try that again. The bombs or the cannons, which can also blow them up. Come on, come on, come on, come on! I screwed that up. I know. Come on. And yeah, this is the other guy, the dude with the hat. He didn't do it. So we're nearly done with the garden. We've nearly unlocked all of our garden. So I will put this preface out there now. It didn't seem to do it quite as badly, because I usually play this off of my actual console. I haven't had it hooked up for a while. The transition to the third boss is extremely seizure sensitive. It's probably one of the worst flashing animations I've seen in any video game that I've ever played. So heads up on that when we get there. And that won't be for a while yet, but just as a heads up, usually the transition to the bosses are a lot more flashy. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna wait for the Spiny to come out. He's gonna roll across things. Yeah, the flashing going into the third boss is terrible. It's even worse for the people like me who have, who are streaming and have it on 3 different screens right now. And every single screen just starts flashing. It's just, yeah, it's bad. You haven't played? I don't know. You really, I know the Splatterhouse one is pretty bad too. But I gotta say, I'm pretty partial to this one being pretty awful. Nope! Aww, dead me. I was not paying attention. That's okay. Like I said, there's not really any major downside to taking an L. You just game over. You lose your points. Whoopee. We'll pay attention a little bit more this time, and this time, for the giggles, for the memes, we'll go ahead and we'll take the 1-up. And blip, blah, come back, please, I beg you. For the memes! For the children! I'm just gonna stand here and wait. Blah! Blah! Alright. And that, as they say, is that. So we've unlocked the last area in the garden land. These tomatoes are gonna come give me a talking to, say, "Go, please, save our princess and our kingdom!" And I'm gonna be like, "Why are you talking to me? Tomatoes don't talk." But more importantly, we're gonna balloon fight our way out of here. A little bit of flashing, not quite as bad. A little Jack and the Beanstalk action. Alley-oop. Except we're not Jack. So this game is quite magical. Kickle uses a balloon to fly around, he uses beanstalks to move around, and then he uses clouds. He's a very, very special young man. Also kind of ironic, he's kind of a snowman, and he's wearing earmuffs. Doesn't totally make sense, but hey, maybe he doesn't like the noises the enemies make. Who knows? So here we got the Pumpkin Kingdom boss. Or the Garden Kingdom boss in the giant pumpkin that's freaky. By the way, that's the castle. That's the pumpkin castle. And we've got a giant chicken named Coke. I have been waiting for you. Oh. So we get close. He's going to toss the block. Yep, and he's going to break one. Haha! We get to use one, though. Nice! Oh, not so nice. Oh, come on, Coke. Come on, Coke. Don't be like that. Gotcha. Easy peasy. Every time. So the bosses are a lot more actionable than the stages. The stages, usually you can take your time for the most part. Some stages you can't. But the bosses, you've got to dance around and deal with them. So there's Princess Pumpa, or Princess Pumpkin, I guess. They didn't have the room, so it's Princess Pumpa. And now we're on to Fruitland to rescue the next princess. And it looks like a grenade. I mean, a pineapple. Yeah, same thing. Anyways. So here we have the Spinies again. Puzzles are starting to get a little more dangerous. And we're going to freeze these guys right here, just like this. We actually don't need the second ice cube, but we're going to do that. So these Spinies can go through everything except the ice blocks and the walls that you've dropped. So you got to be careful. You got to watch their patterns. And we've unlocked the first land, first piece. So I'm kind of excited. I haven't done it yet, and I keep yelling at myself, complaining to myself that I haven't done it yet. There was a modern homebrew that was created very recently that you can get on a NES cartridge or a Nintendo cartridge or a Super Nintendo cartridge called Little Medusa by the developers over there at Mega Cat Studios. You can actually buy it for like $50, whichever version you'd like. They're eventually going to have it on Steam, which I'm also excited for. But you can play on the original consoles, the Nintendo or Super Nintendo. Basically a game that's very, 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 very much like Kickle Cubicle. It's very much a spiritual successor to it in a matter of speaking. But it's Greek themed, so it's kind of neat. One of these days, if I ever get around to it and quit complaining about it, I'll actually try to see if I can make a speed run out of it and present that one of these marathons as opposed to Kickle for the 50th time. It's fine. But y'all love Kickle. Kickle's a wonderful boy. He's second best boy. Our best boy is Concakes, of course. Because, you know, Concakes be sacred, yo. My boy, I was scared. But no, one of these days I'll get that in there. Right now, you cannot get Little Medusa as a ROM. You have to have it as a physical cartridge. Or if they ever manage to release it to Steam, it'll be available there. But it's basically the exact same concept as Kickle Cubicle, except less frosty theme. You turn things into stone as opposed to ice. You know, same general idea. Eventually we'll get that on stream. One of these days we'll play that up. So as we go through Fruitland, we're going to find some more challenging areas. We got our Tanuki back up and running here. We're going to go ahead and mash that right there. We're going to kill ourselves a Tanuki. Alright, so we didn't really need to do all the shenanigans that we just did. We technically just need to build a land bridge enough to be able to get to the bag up top, but that's okay. Thank you for the follow. And Walranium, getting that anonymous gifted sub. Welcome to RGLtv's subscriber pool. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys and your support. No question about that. Any subscription, bits, all that stuff is going to go straight to charity, so get those subscriptions in, get those bits in, get those donations in. We love to see them. I'd love to see us hit that 2,500. That would be phenomenal. We were at $2,088. If we can get that rest of that, it's going to be a wonderful weekend. It's already been a very successful weekend. We really, really greatly appreciate all the support that you guys have dropped on us as is. No question about it. Random Max is absolutely going to be thrilled at the amount of money that you guys have raised for the Feed the Kids charity here. We love playing games for you. We love doing charities. That ain't going to stop anytime soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate your support and the support that you give not only to us, but of course the charities that we're supporting as well. So, again, thank you very much to Anonymous Cheerer, the Anonymous Cheerers, who have dropped quite a bit, who have not chosen to identify themselves, but you know who you are, and we appreciate it very much. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do some another new enemy here, as if you weren't already surprised at the amount of enemies that this game could provide. We have another enemy on screen. We have the cannons. The cannons do exactly what it looks like they do. They blow stuff up. And they're super annoying! Oop, and I nearly got myself killed, but that's okay. We got this. Alright. So, we've gotten more than enough... thank you for the follow, Noel. Noel_2501. We've definitely gotten more than enough points and more than enough... time to the game that we may end up seeing. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get the extra life. Sure, why not? Well, I'm gonna hold off pushing that up. But this is the other mechanic, the spring mechanic. There we go. I didn't need the 1-up, but I'm gonna get it for the memes. Water. Delicious, delicious water. Rayo, thank you for the host. Rayo will be up next with some Lolo. Another one of my childhood favorites. I love me some Lolo growing up. I wasn't necessarily that good at it, but I did very much enjoy playing it. I think I've beaten the first one, nearly beaten the second one, and considered the third one. No, they're all very good games. The Lolo games are phenomenal. They can be a little redundant on the music, but Kickle Cubicle can also be redundant. That's only like 2 or 3 music tracks in Kickle. Maybe 3. Maybe 4. You're going to hear it throughout the entire game, but that's okay. It's a nice cheery beat. So this one seems complicated, but you just do loop-de-loop around the map. You just keep going around. The third one has 5 musical tracks as opposed to, what, 2? As opposed to, like, 2. This one, I think, has 3 or 4. One in, like, the end scene, the one in the boss, and one in the stages. So it has at least 3, possibly 4. So we're also introduced, now you already saw it already, but we're introduced in these stages to the hammers. The hammers are probably the most difficult to get a good mental handle on initially, because you have to use them to hit the ice cubes around the map. They're pretty much used almost every single other stage for the rest of the game. But the easiest way to look at the hammers and figure out how they work, the direction the hammer is pointing is the direction that the ice block will be going. So when you hit, the ice block hits the hammer, it will go the direction that it was pointing. So we're going to be careful here. The Spinies here prove to be quite a nasty fella. Nice, nasty fellas. But we could get lucky and oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? It just decided to cross the middle of the screen. I can't say I haven't seen that before, but at the same time, it's still surprising every time. My boy, what are you doing? Does the last boss have a different theme? I believe it does. We'll get there. So we have 4 more for Fruitland, then we'll fight my boy. So yeah, you'll hear a different track here at the end. By the end, I imagine. All right, so hit the block, get out of the way, push the block, freeze the cannon. And we in there. So lots of little mechanics that are introduced as you go on from stage to stage. Those mechanics new mechanics are introduced pretty much all the way up through the 4th world. So the game never really stops introducing you to the new tricks. And again, hammer's pointing up. That's the direction it's going to go. We're going to stop the clown. By the way, that is another enemy here that I didn't mention, but we got Pyro, or the clown. The clown boss name is Pyro. Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined it. Spoilers! So there are 4 bosses in the game. The first boss is the Kickin' Chicken, Coke. The second boss, I believe, is Pyro. We should see him soon. And we'll mention the third boss when we get there. So this is a difficult stage to start because you have to be able to time where these spikes are going. And I very much did this in the wrong order, but that's okay. That's very much okay. We'll deal with it. Normally you want to do it the other way. You want to get them, not counterclockwise. You want to deal with this clockwise. It's a little easier. Well, I was doing it clockwise. You want to do it counterclockwise. It's a little easier. But you got to watch what wall those guys are running on. It's a very tight area. You got to be fairly quick about dropping the ice blocks, so on and so forth. Last Shell of Fruitland. This is actually one of the most ridiculously long stages of the game. Not difficult, but very long, very kind of annoying. It's not, it's just P-I-R-O, Pyro, in this case. Nope. Alright, we got another little blobby coming up here. Somebody did mention the name of what these blobs are actually called in the previous stream. Unfortunately, I have consequently forgotten it, and I apologize. I've run this game a few times now, and I've gotten my full game time under an hour by just a little bit. Whoop. And I think my full game time is like 55 minutes, give or take. And my full-time PB. World record is like under 50 minutes. Like 45-ish. A lot of optimizations. Sorry about your joke, I apologize. Alright, the apple's gonna talk to us and ask us to go save the apple castle. The apple, whatever it is. A little bit of flashing, just so you know. Not a lot, but there will be a little bit. Emulation seems to deal away with some of the flashing, so it's not quite as bad. Like I said, I usually run this on console, so it's quite a bit worse on console. On emulation, it's a little bit nicer on the eyes. So we're going to go up to our second box, which I already ruined. Is going to be the clown boss, Pyro. So unlike the first boss, who chucks an ice block that breaks when it lands, Pyro's going to chuck bouncy balls that have to hit a wall before they break. So we're going to make heavy use of the walls so that it'll hit the wall and break there. So that when he rolls by, there we go, we can use that. Oop, there we go. There's 3. We need to hit him one more time. Might not hit the wall right where I want it to be. There it is. And Pyro is down. Noggles, thank you again for that. I'm pretty sure you told me that the last time, too, but again, my memory is crap, so, I mean... Alright, so we've unlocked the second palace, Princess Lutea, or the Apple Princess. You must still get the 2 other princess, go defeat the horrible monster. Yeah. So on to Cake Land, my favorite land. I love me some cake. It might have been you. It might have been you. I don't know. I keep getting told what it is, and I keep forgetting. We remember the things that we want to remember. And I do want to remember it, but I just... Memory's gonna memory. So this one is rough because it seems a lot more difficult than it actually is. Can I have one of you down here, please? Well, yep, there you go. Thank you. Nope! I forgot about that. Oops! So normally the stage can be done fairly quickly, but I forgot that there's springs on the side, so... Let's try that again, shall we? So yeah, you pretty much just keep moving. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, a lot of these stages you could just keep moving. You just keep going. Obviously for speed, the faster you are, the better. But for Cake Land, obviously we have a pitchfork, or maybe just a regular fork, I guess. So here we're introduced to fast Spinies. Spinies are just evil. And the fast Spinies are evil-er. Oops, I'm going to go ahead and freeze these because I kind of want these to not die. There's that. Q. Oop, watch the Spiny coming back around the corner. There we go. And we got him. I call them Spinies. Again, that's probably not their real name, but there you go. We saved the donuts. We saved the donuts. There's whales on every screen. So here we're introduced to yet another creature. These are the Shield Knights. If you use your Ice Beam or Ice Breath in front of them, they will actually reflect it and can actually freeze you in return, which can be very bad news bears. Oh! I was not quick enough. So there is a unusual mechanic in this game when it comes to movement. If you go to move and walk into a certain direction, if you don't actually cross the halfway point of that block, and then you let go of your trigger, your directional, you'll actually zip back into the block that you were standing in or you're trying to move out of, which is very useful if you're trying to change directions and not actually move. Like if you're trying to go into left block, but you tap left as opposed to hold it, you'll turn at it, but you won't walk into it, which is good if there's a monster in that block. You won't actually die. However, that also can work against you because that also has the negative downside of possibly getting you killed because you're trying to move into a block to get away from being killed and end up getting killed because you don't completely move. So it's good and bad. Here we're reintroduced to the cannons. This one here, the cannons are blocked by ice blocks. That one is a very much timed map. You can re-block it with a Noggle, the little blue slime guy, but it's best to not have to. Alright, here's a fun one. We get to use a massive amount of Noggles. There we go. I made a mistake. That's okay. Mistakes can be made. It is not the end of the world. So come on, we got the Noggles here. Squish! There we go. So there's that one up over there being blocked by a Spiny. Do we want to get it? Yes. Alright. My uncle works at Vlasic. He works in a pickle cubicle. But-a-butch! Very nice. Well done. Candy's been saved. Candy's going to yell at us about a castle being held in a witch's orb, or a crystal ball. This is the boss, when we get to it, that you want to look away if you have problems with flashing lights. And here we go. We're introduced to our second to last normal enemy, the turtles, the Kappas. No Kappas in chat, please. I don't want to see Kappas in chat. No Kappas in chat. There's our Kappas. You can freeze them as long as they're not actually moving. When they start spinning and then they move, you can't actually freeze them when they're actually going across the screen. But as long as they're in place, you can freeze them and knock them out. So those guys can be trouble, and you'll see quite a few of those for the rest of the game. We got one more enemy that we haven't seen yet other than the bosses. But here we have a speed go. Speed. Run. Okay, we're good. This is my invisible Kappa emote. Thank you very much. Squish, and done. Eclairs! Eclairs for everybody! I wish. I would love me an eclair right now. That sounds so good. Alright, we're almost done with the middle tine of the fork here. Here we have a hammer puzzle. Again, the hammers tend to be probably the more troublesome thing, I would think, for most people. Simply because of the, whoop, no! Okay. So we're playing with the Kappa there. Pretty much every time you get around to where you can use the hammer, you're going to want to use the hammer. Darn you. Because you got to be careful because the Kappa can actually break your ice block as well, which is super annoying. By the way, if you let an ice block stay frozen for too long, it will start to melt, which is also quite troublesome. There we go. So we got through that hammer time. Alright, middle tine is done. We got 2 more tines of this fork left and 1 more world, and we are golden. Alright, so here we're introduced to yet another mechanic, the spike blocks. Now, if you hit the arrow of the spike block, you can and will break your ice block, which we don't want to break the ice block. We want those ice blocks to survive as long as possible. Thank you. Unfortunately, we have unleashed the Spiny, so now we have to be careful of the Spiny. Thank you. Back into the springs. So now that Spiny's coming back, so we need to be careful. Oh, there we go. Spinies that run into other Spinies can do some very, very bizarre things. So gotta be very mindful about where they're at. And I'm actually very surprised that even despite not having a game over, which is very good, I might add, we still haven't seen our ring power up. I am kind of sad about that. I believe this is the block we want. So, you stay right there. There we go. There we go. That's good. Block puzzles. By the way, you can kill yourself by getting hit by that hammer, so try not to run in front of the hammer. And again, while we have a bit of a moment here to take a breath, I guess, we are doing a charity this weekend. We are well the way through it. We are feeding the kids. Oh, by the way, this is the probably one of the hardest fast rooms to do. We are feeding the kids this weekend. If you want to type in !donate into chat, you too can have the opportunity to donate to the Random Acts charity. We very much appreciate all the bits and subscriptions and direct donations. We are over $2,000 in donations, almost crossing the 2,100 mark. We very, very much want to thank everybody for your generous support. And even if you can't donate, we appreciate you guys even just being in chat. That in and of itself is support, quite a bit of support. So again, thank you very much for that. And hope that you will continue to stay with us through the rest of the day, rest of the evening. We got plenty more for you to go. And hopefully we can see that 2,500 mark by the end of the day. I would like to see somebody, if anybody, if anything, go ahead and get us up to that 2,100 mark. Let me see. Are we at the 2,100? It's only $12. Somebody, we can drop some subs. We can drop some bits. Can we see 2,100 before the end of this run? That'd be awesome. Y'all got about 25 minutes left for that. Alright, so we're going to swoop up to the top. We're going to grab the bag up here. We're going to try to grab the bag up here before the bombs start spawning. And they spawned. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We were in trouble. We were in trouble. No, we're all right. I'm just kidding. 2,100. There, you can see it. Really? Did it? Ah, 2089. Yeah, now we got $11. Can we get $11? I know we can do it. Come on. Thanks, Rayo, for the 100 bits. Love this game growing up with a blast from the past. Oh, it's a blast from the past indeed. I grew up with this game. I don't know that I ever beat it that many times, if at all, as a kid. I'm kind of sad about that, to be honest, because it's not, as far as the normal game, it's not particularly difficult once you understand how the puzzle mechanics work. But nevertheless, it's still a very good game. It's a very good puzzle game. It's something that you definitely can get into. Once you get to some of the later stages, it can be a little bit more tricky because you do have to time things a little bit better. Temple Chan with that 100 bits. Can we get $10? Can I get $10? Alright. It's not too bad. Once you get to the later stages, it starts getting a little trickier. But as long as you don't do the secret special stages, you're going to do just fine. The secret special stages are just 100% troll stages. They're so bad. Not bad as in bad puzzles, just bad as in quite difficult. They're definitely not definitely a cut above the normal. Okay, cut above the normal puzzles. Oh my goodness, 300 bits from Uranium. Thank you very much, sir. We are well. Oh wait, hold on. RGLtv with a ninja donation of $11 says there now $2,100 now. Next target undefined. Next target is 2,500. But hey, you know, thank you very, very much for your donations. Double Chan, Rayo, Walranium, and of course, RGLtv for that ninja 11 biddies. All right, so we're gonna do this. So we got this thing here, blip, and we're gonna jump right in front of that. There we go. No, I used the wrong button. I got myself killed. It's all good. Lava Chan with the glasses. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead up here. We're going to do this again, since we screwed it up a little bit. That's fine. We can just do this, too. There you go. Got him dead. D-E-D dead. Alright. Drop him in there. Whoops. There we go. Beautiful. Got it. We got the cake, ladies and gentlemen. We unlocked the cake. Big emote drop by, or yes, big emote drop, that works too. Big sub drop by the Big Mike 1983 to Manzig. Enjoy your subscription, Manzig, and thank you, Big Mike, for the gift sub. Passing along. By the way, if you have issues with seizures, this is your seizure warning. Flashing lights incoming, hardcore. Emulation lightens it up a little bit, but this gets really bad, normally. So, flashing lights. It's not too bad. So, the flashing lights are not nearly... Oh, there it is. Ow. They're not nearly as bad on emulation as they are on console, but it's still pretty bad. Alright, our boss. We've got... Cap'n. Not Kappa, Cap'n. So Cap'n also throws shells here, but these will land wherever that you are. Ah! Except he likes to bounce around the screen. So drop that right there. 1, 2, nope, missed it. So this boss I will probably end up dying to because he's pretty quick. Nope. Alright, come on. Nope. So he's pretty fast, but I think we can get this. Yep, he done. There we go. Didn't mess with the game. I think yeah, on the console, that flashes incessantly from the moment the orb starts rising to the very moment that it comes into the castle. It's really bad. So we have unlocked Princess Crema of Cakeland. Third princess has been rescued. On to the final normal land of the game, Toyland, where we're going to... That's not a gun. Don't worry about that. That's not a gun. It's hardest stage in the game right here. Let's see if I can get it in the first try. I didn't practice this early, and I should have. Nope. Didn't get it first try. See if we can get it the first try. First try every time. This is one of the hardest, most ridiculous stages of the entire game, bar none. Because... Whoops, I made a mistake! Got it. Those things start bouncing around. There's no RNG to it whatsoever, but if you let it go too long, they'll start going in directions that make it almost impossible to finish the stage. So you have to do that one quickly. There's that whale again. That whale's been there the entire time cheering us on. So, get some... Is there any whale emotes? Does anybody have any whale emotes in the chat? That'd be great. So here we're introduced to our final NPC monster, the other snowmen. These snowmen do not want Kickle doing the good job. They do not want Kickle to be the good boy. So they're trying to freeze us and stop us from being the good boy. So we don't like that. Lowry, that's good enough. Alright, these guys are... And we're back to these spike guys. We'll see these spike guys a few times. So we're going to go ahead and try to do our best not to die to these. It's no guarantee, because these guys suck. Alright, go, 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 go. Got him. There's some whale emotes. Thank you very much, Dumplechan. And Mahobgoblin. Thank you very much. Uh-oh. Did we get more stuff? Did we get more? Did we get more? No. My screen's just not scrolling. Got it. Alright, so here we have some fun cannon action. You remember earlier that our lovely friends, the Noggles, prove to be quite handy at defensive strategies. So we're going to use them here. There we go. And unlock the toy soldiers. So there is one stage of this game that I keep notes for, and only one, and it's the very last stage. For some reason, I cannot remember the setup for the last stage, so I have a note in the corner of one of my pages on my notepad just for this one stage. It's not this one, like I said, it's the very last stage of the Toyland. We'll get there. So we got more Spinies. Spinies like to make their way around. Lol, 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 lol. Pun dog, lol. They make their way around. And we're going to go ahead and do what we can to block them as much as we can. Ah, go, 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 go. Okay. Santa hats. We got Santa hats. It is Christmas time. So this game not only is a decent winter game, or a food event game, it is also a Christmas game. Because Toyland is coated in Christmas-themed prizes. Alright, so now we've got this guy. This stage is another very, very difficult stage. It involves doing a lot of very, very, very fun dodging. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's do it. Block. Okay. Block. Go. Like Duck Duck Goose, but Block Block Goose. Hup. Okay. Oh, and I'm smart. I left that bag way back at the beginning. That's okay. You got this. As long as we don't run into this Noggle, we'll be okay. Yeah. He says as he nearly gets himself killed. Alright, there's the stockings. Oh, by the way, these talk too. You couldn't have guessed. These will talk too. By the way, again, we really appreciate the super support you all have been doing. We're at $2,100 and $2,107. And that's just amazing. And we really appreciate everything you guys have been doing to help out the charity, and of course, just being here is just an amazing feeling. So we thank you guys very much for that. So we got another Tanuki. We are not done with the Tanuki action. Nope. Nope. Oh, let's not do that. That's not a good prize. All right. How about we go here? Pop. All right. So we want this guy. Oh, hey, this. Alright, so, oh yeah! What did I say about the Tanukis? Yeah, don't. Alright, so we want to hit this. We want to hit this just right. Go down. Thank you! There we go, and there we go. Got it. So, I ended up punching the Tanuki out of the icebox and nearly got myself killed. There's your Raggedy Ann doll. Although, due to copyright reasons, it's not Raggedy Ann. But it's a Raggedy Ann doll. Those who remember that. Those who are old enough to remember what a Raggedy Ann doll is. Okay, so here we have fun times here. Alright, so we want to do this. So first off, we do this. We'll do that. We will... Okay. Bear with me as I attempt to remember how to do this. Alright. There we go. That'll do it. That won't do it, as it turns out. Okay, okay, so. So we got this. Don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Don't worry about it. Alright, we're gonna stop you there. That'll work. Alright, incoming Spiny! Can we make it? Okay. That stage is tricky. You gotta use the blocks. It can kicking chicken can still kick it while the ice block is sitting on top of the open ice pit there, but you've got to line it up so that they can. Alright, so here's another fun, tricky stage where we love our springs and our shielders, or shield knights. I'm going to take advantage of freezing this particular guy because I really don't want to get caught by him. Alright, let's go ahead and deal with him. There we go. So we've got one of our 3 bags there. I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. I'm going to let you finish, but first, I need to talk about why we're here today. Nope! Gosh darn it. As soon as I say, oh, I got a game over. Oh, well. Oh, there's one game over. That's fine. So it's tricky. You got to use these in the right order and not step in front of the flying ice noggles. Alright, so let's stop him there. I'm gonna let you finish, but... Now that should kill him. Alright. So we need to be careful here, because the shield knights can dash. So if I walk onto that lane where he's at, before I've got that block in the way, he can dash up and kill me. Yeah, rip. So we freed the pandas. We have freed the pandas. We've got 8 more stages left and a final boss, and we're good to go. So here we've got the hammer blocks. Again, for those who enjoy playing with hammers, don't play with hammers. It's dangerous. We go, let's see, bottom up, I think. Bop, 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 and bop, bop. Well, we could do that, or we could just have these guys push the oh no, we did it in the wrong order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we screwed that up, so we're gonna go say hi to a Spiny. We're gonna give a Spiny hug. It's top down, not bottom up. It's... That's what happens when you don't practice it nearly enough. So thankfully, Spinies don't like ice cream, so they're not pushing their way through the... There we go. Hey, Spinies, you want to bring those bags up to me? Thank you. Oh, and it did! Thank you. So there's your Christmas tree. Hope you're all ready for Christmas. That's coming around the corner. It's been a rough year. It's nice to have a good day to just, you know, celebrate another year with family, even if it's on Zoom or whatever. And you know what? You know what else we like to celebrate? We love celebrating the ability to be able to give of ourselves and donate our time and money to feed children who are hungry. So if you can spot a few bucks, great. If not, that's fine. We appreciate you being here and ask that you just continue to enjoy the fun with us as we continue through the last day of our marathon here and the last few stages of Kickle Cubicle. We're going to go on to Lolo next. Lolo 3 with Rayo next. But until then, we got a few more stages. We got a few more Kickles to happen. So we're gonna play. Run Forest Run here. We're gonna try not to get run over by Spinies. There we go. We're gonna get another one up because the game's like, yeah, you might need one. There we go. And boom, boom, and boom. Eggplant monsters. Honestly, I have no idea what those are. They look like eggplants. They're not really well defined. Those don't belong in Toyland. Alright, here we go. We got another sliding puzzle. This time featuring our lovely friends, the other snowmen. So we're gonna knock him over there. By the way, you cannot freeze. You cannot freeze this other snowman. Unsurprisingly. There we go. Knock us out a few of those snowmen here. There we go. So we have to kind of do this dance. We're definitely doing a dance. That is for sure. Because the snowman is not playing ball with us right now. Nope. The snowman wants blood. The snowman wants blood. Good lord. Oh yeah, very familiar with this thing. And again, if you really enjoy Kickle Cubicle and you have the coin to spare and the original consoles, there is a modern homebrew called Little Medusa. If you really enjoyed this game, you will very much enjoy Little Medusa. It's the very similar mechanics, very similar concept. Let's go ahead and freeze some of these guys. Ideally, we want to freeze them in the same row so that we can get them kicked in the same direction, but if not, that's okay. You have to keep running. You got to keep running because the Spiny will eventually catch up to you if you don't, if you stop for too long. So we got to use our Nikes and just get on the ball and running here. But we're going to be able to get out of here very soon. The challenge is once you get back around to the circle here. Come on, dude. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. What's going on? All right, pandas. There we go. You only learned about Kickle last year. Well, no, it's okay. I mean, there's a lot of interesting classics out there on the console that a lot of people just don't know about, and that's fine. It's great for discovery. It's great to see people interested, and even better to see anybody else that finds interest in running it. All right, so we are going to not get blown up. We're going to get that there. And we can't stop him, but we can do this. So we're going to push this over here. Push this up here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Up! Bombs! I swear, if you would have destroyed my land bridge, that would have been made a very unhappy weapon. Alright, so we got 2 more stages in the final boss, and we're GG. Hey, can somebody get us a palindrome? Let's see a palindrome. Someone want to drop $5 and give us a palindrome? That'd be swell. Gotta meme it up with a palindrome. By the way, you want to be careful you don't accidentally drop your last ice brick into the, Hey, thanks for bringing that up. A Toyota's a Toyota. A man, a plan, a canal. Alright, so this is the stage that requires a little bit of planning. So we got to get these all in a particular direction. And hopefully we don't get ourselves nailed by the stupid Iceman, the other snowman. There we go. Bop, ba, bop, ba, bop, ba, bop, bop, bop. Let's make sure we grab all the bags. Boom. Excellent. $5 more gets us a palindrome. 2112. Come on, can we see a palindrome? Can we have the palindrome by the end of this boss fight? On to the Wizard King! Let us destroy him with great haste. Kill him! By the way, you find that in the land of Kickle Cubicle, all these lands that are frozen, they are very vengeful creatures. They actually want you to kill the final guy. Not just defeat him, they want you to kill him. It's quite amazing. But at least we get to shower the final boss battle with some rainbows. Some love, some peace, and then some murdering. No big deal. Because that's what it's all about. Love, peace, and video game murder, as it turns out. Turns out, this is one of the most violent games in the console. And the character, you see his red eyes? Oh yeah, Kickle's the worst of them. Kickle's the worst. Alright, so the final boss, yet again, will do a different pattern with the things that he throws. You have to freeze his attacks, and then use those frozen bricks to hit him. So we have to wait till he stops. He'll throw a ball, which we freeze, smack into his body, and try to crush him. Then he'll try to land on us and squish us. We don't want to miss any of them, because if we miss it, those things just kind of bounce around, and it's really a pain. And badoop, that's 3. We've got 2 more hits, I believe. 2 or 3 more hits. We just stand a little off center, freeze it, nail him. He does get faster every time you hit him. You got to be careful because he does get fast enough that you can't outrun. Oh no! That's exactly what we didn't want to happen. That's okay. We got infinite lives. I mean, infinite lives because there is no true game over in this game. Boop, there's one. We're gonna just kind of waddle out of the way here. You kind of want to step a little bit farther to the right, to be honest, because that actually, like, if you step over here, it'll actually cause him to throw the ball a little farther to the right, which makes it a little easier to catch it. Maybe not. Well, we screwed that up. That's okay. He says and then immediately misses it. Can't catch me, neener, neener, neener. Alright, so it's at this point where I think he kind of is getting close to matching your speed. And here, he definitely matches your speed. Oh, no! And we got the kill. That's a GG. Whoa! Cheesy Caliber drops to $10. Thank you for the stream. Appreciate it a great deal, Cheesy Caliber. Unfortunately, you killed the palindrome, but at the same time, still appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Kickle Cubicle, and let's hear it for everyone who's donated, everybody who's in chat cheering us on, all the bit drops, all the subs. We certainly appreciate everybody being here today. And, yeah, stay tuned. The fun is definitely not over. Yes, no bonus levels. Bonus levels take way too long. We saved Princess Mira. We saved the kingdom. We're going to go see the king, and we're going to call it a day for myself. Again, this is Wepen. I'm going to sign off here in just a few moments. As we do, ladies and gentlemen, again, we appreciate you being here. If you want to consider donating, mash that exclamation mark donate in chat. 105 to the next palindrome, yeah. But I'm going to leave you with the last song here, and yeah. And Kickle, after all of that, trips and falls on his face. Yeah, that's how it works. And there's the king. All right. So again, thank you very much. I'll see you guys in chat.